Alright everybody, welcome to episode 226 of Psykos. Platters, always powered by coffee each and every time. Yes, that hits the spot. So, what's the mighty Psycho going to talk about this time? Well, guess what? I promised it last episode. If you haven't seen the Hendrix episode, go watch it. It's got over 500 views right now. Added a few more subs. We'll talk about that next episode. Excellent album that Hendrix one is. Guess what's also another excellent album? That's right, the new Judas Priest, Firepower. Yes. Alright, so, as everybody knows, I always do my little research, but here we go. Judas Priest Firepower came out March 9th, 2018. It is the 18th studio album for Priest. 18 albums, yes. The last album, of course, was Redeemer of Souls, which came out in July of 2014. This album here was recorded March through June of 2017, but seeds of this album started in the spring of 2016. The first one, which was produced by Tom Allen since 1988's Ram It Down. Actually, a kind of an underrated album, Ram It Down was, honestly, in my opinion. And Andy Sneap, former Sabbath and Hell guitarist member, as co-producer. He started in the mid-90s in production-related duties with such bands as Napalm Death, Exodus, Testament, and others. 4 singles so far came off of this album at this point. Lightning Strikes came out in January of this year. The second one was Firepower, which came out in February this year. Third one, Never the Heroes, came out March 2nd. And finally, Spectre came out March 9th. All songs were written by Glenn Tipton, Rob Halford, and Richie Faulkner. Faulkner, of course, has been around since 2012, and he was on the last album, Redeemer of Souls. You know what? I got to tell you the God's honest truth, guys. I'm going to show you a picture here. Very kick-ass album, honestly. Honestly. This is what the CD looks like. That's the back of it, too. I like the cover on this thing. The cover on this thing is just something else. But, let me see here real quick. Very kick-ass album. I actually like, see, it just shows you lyrics here. I actually like this one, truthfully, more than I do Redeemer of Souls. I thought there was a picture in here. Oh, well. But I like this one better than Redeemer of Souls, in my opinion, anyway. Because every track on here just seems to crank. Seriously, it's like go, 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 go. It's a lot more heavier, I think, in my opinion, than Redeemer was. So, here's the other thing, though, about this album related to February 12th of this year. Before the release, Glenn Tipton announced that he was diagnosed with Parkinson's, which appears that he has had for several years at least. I could have sworn I thought I saw an interview with Glenn recently that said he maybe had it as far back as '08. But it wasn't really getting him, I guess, like it is now. I'm not sure how true that is, though, kids. By the way, all the information from today from wikiandjudaspriest.com. Yes, official website. So, on this tour, though, that's already started, and by the way, I saw clips of opening night. Fantastic. God, this tour is going to be something else. But Andy Sneap, like I said, co-producer of this, has taken over for Glenn Tipton for the tour. Glenn Tipton has not quit Priest. He has mentioned that considerably. He said for the status of him being a member, he still wants to contribute. He wants to go off and write and perform. And heck, he even said that he may attempt to show up on a couple tour dates and do a couple songs. I think that's great. As far as for a side note, though, in regards to Glenn Tipton, if I remember correctly, I think it was in the 90s, he put out actually an excellent solo album called Baptism of Fire. If you've never heard it, go try to get it or go listen on YouTube. A bunch of different guests he got for that one, too. But I like Glenn's work. Now, the thing that I'm not so sure about is, well, there's some beef. Here comes the opinionated piece here of the portion. Like I said, kick-ass album, Firepower, go get it. If you don't want to hear the rest, that's fine. But let me tell you, the opinionated piece, I don't understand the beef, per se. that is going on between Rob Halford and KK Downing. Now, KK, he went off and retired in late 11, early 12. He did. And he wanted to. That was his right. But I guess he supposedly took offense that he wasn't called to come back on the tour since Tipton wasn't going to be there. I don't know what's going on with that bit, but it's just, I'm just like going, wow, okay. I don't understand about this at all. If you guys have more information as to why there's this pissing contest going on between Downing and Halford, put it in the comments, please, because I'd be kind of curious about that. But yeah, everybody on this album here, like I said, you got Halford, Glenn Tipton, Richie Faulkner, Ian Hill, Scott Travis. That's who you got for the lineup on this. But KK going off and said something about that he thinks that Sneap went off and contributed more than just production duties. Wink. And I'm like, I don't know. Noticing in some of Sneap's past production duties, he did engineering, mixing, guitar work for some of these bands, and minor production. So, I mean, it is in his wheelhouse if that was to be expected. But whether or not it happened or not, I don't know. But like I said, this thing I think is a little bit ridiculous. So, here's what I'm going to ask you, other than what I just said about what do you think about this pissing contest. Put down in the comments below, have you purchased this album yet? And if you have, do you like it as much as I do? My favorites on this, by the way, Lightning Strike and Spectre. Those are my two favorites, although I do like Firepower and Never the Heroes. I love those as well. But tell me what your favorite track off of here is, if you're a Priest fan. If you are a Priest fan, what is your favorite Priest album? Or what song or album turned you into a Priest fan? For me, it was the 1981 album Point of Entry. That was the first time I heard Judas Priest, courtesy of MTV. And heading on the highway, hot rockin', Don't Go, Solar Angels. I'm telling you, that's the album that did it for me for them. But I know a lot, when they ended up doing, You Got Another Thing Coming, off of Screaming for Vengeance. That was the one that broke them open again, because I remember Breaking the Law, yes, but I don't recall hearing that, at least not back in the in 80-81. I mean, I could have been wrong, but I don't remember hearing anything until then. So for me, it was Point of Entry was the first Priest album that I ever heard and got. I went and got it shortly right after I heard it. So I hope that that it's still met in the cards for Priest to stick around for a while, because Halford's voice, still damn awesome. Still damn awesome. He's been with Priest since '73. I mean, except for the few years that he was gone. So you're saying 45 years later, he's still got the pipes. I don't know. I'm just happy to see this. Go get Firepower, kids. Like and sub to Psykos Platters if you haven't already. 500 sub contest coming soon. Also, other than my 500 sub contest video will be the next video I'll be doing. But I'm already lining up a huge CD find haul as well that we'll be talking about. That might be split into 2 parts. Alright guys, I'm going to shut up. Take care, God bless, rock on, and go get this Priest album. You will not be sorry. Till next time, rock on.